Our top story at the Bulletin at 2 is about Ayodhya possible land scam. This is a fresh controversy, and this with another land deal done by Ram Temple Trust in Ayodhya. Documents now reveal that the nephew of Ayodhya's mayor, Deep Narayan Upadhyay, bought a piece of land. He bought it for 20 lakh rupees, sold it to the trust for 2.5 crore rupees. And the time difference between this deal was only 3 months of purchase. Take a look at this report.
A trust in jeopardy. Controversy over land purchases made by the custodians of Ayodhya's holiest site has deepened. Documents earlier showed that the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Trust bought more than 2 hectares split up in 2 deals for more than 26 crores, up from parcel's original agreed price of 2 crores. Ayodhya Mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay was one of the witnesses in those deeds. Turns out the mayor's nephew, Deep Narayan, was involved in separate deals with the temple trust. Documents accessed by India Today show Deep Narayan bought a plot of 890 square meters in Ayodhya in February for 20 lakh rupees. And in the month of May, he sold the same land parcel off to the custodians of the holy site for 2.5 crores.
ये एक जमीन खरीदी है भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मेयर ऋषिकेश उपाध्याय के भतीजे दीप नारायण उपाध्याय ने। ये जमीन 20 फरवरी को खरीदी गई और इस जमीन का दाम है 20 लाख रुपए। ये 20 लाख रुपए में खरीदी गई 35,60,000 की ये जमीन। 11 मई को यही जमीन बीजेपी के नेता ने मेयर के भतीजे ने 2.5 करोड़ रुपए में राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट को बेच दी।
A 12-fold premium in barely 3 months has fueled the political heat.
The pressure is now mounting up on the Ram Mandir Trust, local authorities, to explain the entire cause, how these both lands were purchased in a smaller amounts and were sold up at a higher price to the trust. This is a serious question, and opposition, including Congress Party, Samajwadi Party and Aam Aadmi Party, are questioning hard to the BJP and trust, like why they played with the sentiments of Ram Bhakts of Ayodhya and entire India.
On his Facebook, the nephew of Ayodhya's mayor describes himself as a political leader. The seller of the land claims that Deep Narayan's uncle and Ayodhya mayor Rishikesh Upadhyay influenced him to sell the land, a charge denied by the BJP leader.
ट्रस्ट की जरूरत जब थी तो दीप नारायण ने कैसे खरीद ली? डायरेक्ट ट्रस्ट ने क्यों नहीं खरीदी आपसे?
अब वो कहे होंगे कि भाई इनको दीजिए, अब अपना उनको देंगे, जो भी हो हमसे बताए।
ट्रस्ट जैसे आपसे डायरेक्टली भी ले सकता था आपके तो।
हाँ, तो ट्रस्ट के लोग हमसे मिले नहीं, हमसे मेयर साहब मिले थे, उन्होंने कहा कि उनको जरूरत है।
महंत देवेंद्र जी जो है ना, इनसे जमीन लेने आपके भतीजे ही गए थे, आप भी गए थे साथ में?
हम क्यों लेंगे?
अच्छा। नहीं, बता रहे थे कि आप भी आए थे शायद साथ में।
लिखा पढ़ी में
नहीं, वो लिखा पढ़ी में तो नहीं, लिखा पढ़ी में तो आपका नाम नहीं है।
When his name cropped up as a witness in earlier deeds, the mayor alleged the opposition groups had made a mountain out of a molehill.
श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र ट्रस्ट ने प्रेस रिलीज जारी कर दी है। वह जमीन उन्होंने दर्शाया है कि वो वर्षों पूर्व उनके अनुबंध की जमीन थी। राजनीतिक लोगों ने इसको उठाया है और अनावश्यक इसमें तिल का ताड़ करें, दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी, वो क्लियर हो जाएगी।
The custodians of the site were also not immediately available for fresh comments. The temple trust, however, has denied wrongdoing when the first controversy linked to the land buying emerged.
हमको आरोप लगते ही रहते हैं। मैं 100 साल से आरोप ही देख रहे हैं हम लोग। हम पर महात्मा गांधी की हत्या के आरोप लगे, आरोप से हम चिंता नहीं करते। आप भी चिंता मत करिए, आप खूब लगाइए। आई एक्सेप्ट, आई रेडी, यू आल्सो, यू डू इट। आप अपना काम करिए, हम अपना काम करेंगे।
Another startling feature of the sale and purchase deeds of the plot the trust bought from the mayor's nephew is the government set market value of 35.6 lakh rupees for the parcel. It was underpriced for 20 lakh rupees when bought it in February, and before its resale to the trust for 2.5 crores in May.
Pressure is mounting on Ram Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Trust and local authorities to explain this controversial deal. Calls are also growing for fair and broader investigation in this premium purchase. For now, the trust and the stakeholders are conspicuously silent. With Mandir Singh and Samar Srivastava in Ayodhya, this is Kumar Abhishek in Lucknow for India Today.
And breaking news now coming in that Deep Narayan Upadhyay's uncle, one of the uncles by the name of Pawan Upadhyay, has spoken exclusively to India Today that on the land deal that has sparked a controversy. According to this uncle, the property belonged to Deep's grandmother, and to save the stamp money, the transfer of property was shown as charity.
जमीन को लेकर आपकी तरफ से इस पर क्या कहना है जो पूरा विवाद है?
इस पे कोई हमारे ज़मीन पे कोई विवाद नहीं है। जो कुछ हुआ है वो लीगली तौर पे कानूनी तौर पे हुआ है। उसका बच्चा है हमारा, उसमें उसका शेयर है। ये इन प्रकार इन शादी विवाह के मैटर को लेकर के उसको पैसे की आवश्यकता थी, उसने अपना शेयर बेचा। जहाँ तक लोग कहते हैं कि जन्मभूमि को बेचा, लेकिन मैं श्योर नहीं हूँ बस।
अच्छा, तो बताया जा रहा है कि लगभग शायद 1 करोड़ में बेचा गया।
इसकी भी मुझे कोई जानकारी नहीं है।
अच्छा, ये बेसिकली किसके नाम पे था ये लैंड?
ये लैंड था सावित्री देवी के नाम।
उनकी क्या लगती है?
श्री सावित्री उपाध्याय।
सावित्री उनकी क्या लगती है?
उनकी दादी लगती है।
दादी लगती है
जी हाँ।
और ये स्टैंप को लेकर भी कुछ बातें इसकी हो रही थी लैंड को लेकर?
हाँ भाई, उस समय उस बच्चे के पास पैसा नहीं थे बैनामा कराने के लिए, लिहाजा वो दान स्वरूप दी गई। स्टैंप ड्यूटी थोड़ा कम करने के लिए, अधिभार जो कम हो इसीलिए।
Let's now take a look at the vaccination tracker that we have prepared for you here on India Today. Now, at the top, the total doses that have been administered across the country stand at about 27 crore 66 lakh 93,572. Now, this means that this will be divided into 2 states, and the last 24 hours with the daily vaccine tracker is about 43 lakh 4,789. First dose is about 22 crore, second dose is at about 5 crore. This in 24 hours in highest in Uttar Pradesh with about 4,53,000 first jab and 35,000 till now about second jab. Also, the lowest is in the northeastern state of Manipur, 4,250 first dose and about just 140 in the second dose as well. So the mission vaccination is on. It will be imperative that you get vaccinated, get people around you vaccinated as well. Only then can this COVID-19 pandemic be brought under control. After India Today exposed the Mumbai vaccination scam that many there who have received the jabs are alleging, a second FIR has now been filed in the case. This has been filed in the Versova police station on complaint of a production house. About 150 employees and family members of Matchbox production house were vaccinated. That happened on 29th May. According to the complaint, the beneficiaries were not given any certificates that one usually gets after receiving a jab. The accused had told them that their certificates will take about 1 week due to the backlog. The drive was conducted, interestingly, by the same group of people who had also inoculated over 390 people at Kandivali's Hiranandani Posh Estate Society. None of those people had experienced any post-COVID symptom, and also then later, with certificates and denial by hospitals, a scam seemed to surface. After investigation, Mumbai police has revealed that no permission was taken from the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation to organize any such vaccination camp, and the vaccine doses administered were not procured from authorized sources. Mumbai police has now taken into arrest 4 people, detained 1 in the case, and the charges have been of cheating and fraud against them. And with an impending COVID third wave, Uttar Pradesh government has now made some further announcements. On top is that there could be strict restrictions that will be imposed if the district in the area reports over 500 cases. But with new cases continuing to dip for now, the state government has also decided to relax some of the norms further. For example, shops and malls will be allowed to open till 9 p.m. on weekdays. Restaurants can open with 50% seating capacity. A maximum of 50 people will be allowed at weddings and other functions, and that both in open and enclosed places. Cabs, taxis, auto rickshaws, e-rickshaws and other forms of public transport can now resume, but will have some restrictions in place. As per revised guidelines, night curfew will be relaxed by another 2 hours from tomorrow, while weekend lockdown continues. Movement of vehicles will not be permitted between 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. But sadly, while the government is now working on these new restrictions and relaxations, there are people who continue to flout even protocols despite the death and devastation that was witnessed just a few weeks ago. Take a look at this screen. This is from Kannauj on one side, Farrukhabad on another. The occasion, Ganga Dashera. Devotees in hundreds gathering in large numbers to take the Shahi Snan in the holy Ganga river. But the COVID norms and protocols thrown to the river literally. Many were seen without masks, no social distancing. Devotees started to gather at the ghat to take the Shahi Snan in the holy river. Even though arrangements were in place according to the administration, but with such large gatherings, all of it becoming insufficient. Such a large number of devotees are now raising concerns over a possible spread further of COVID-19. After the horrific second wave, remember, cases did come down. But such gatherings, no social distancing, no mask, will only make matters much worse for the country. So the COVID numbers are dropping, the positivity rate is dropping as well. However, with markets opening, people have started to throng in big numbers already. The visuals that are now emerging, that it appears that many of us haven't learned any lesson from the death and destruction that we witnessed a few weeks ago. Are these, and we call them the COVID idiots here on India Today, giving an open invitation to the third wave? Take a look at this report.
Bustling markets, frenzied vendors, and no masks in sight, even if you have binoculars. These are images from across the country, despite the threat of a third COVID wave. As cases and positivity rate decline and cities reopen, people are back to thronging the markets, throwing all caution and COVID protocol to the wind. In India's financial capital, Mumbai, a massive crowds were seen at vegetable markets. Most of the customers and shopkeepers were seen without masks and openly flouting all COVID norms. Listen in to their bizarre defense for not wearing a mask.
कैसा है, कस्टमर को 30 रुपीस बताएगा तो कस्टमर को 20 रुपीस सुनने आता है, थोड़ा दिक्कत होती है।
बोलो वैसे मरने से बेहतर ऐसे मर जाना ना, क्योंकि सांस रुकती है, वो भी तो खतरनाक है ना। आप किधर है? अच्छा।
From Mumbai to Bhopal, different cities, but same old apathy towards the pandemic. As our camera rolled in this busy vegetable market in Bhopal, people started hiding their faces. Most were seen without a mask, and what followed were more strange excuses.
मास्क नहीं लाया, घर से बुलिया छुट के आए सामान लेने दुकान के लिए।
भाई मास्क पैसे नहीं है, मास्क कहाँ से पहना यार? पैसे ही नहीं है भाई साहब। हाँ तो पैसे दो जब तो मास्क पहना है।
COVIDiots in the national capital were not far behind. At Okla's vegetable market, thousands of COVIDiots decided to flout norms despite the capital suffering weeks of death and devastation during the second wave. Experts have already warned that the third wave could hit India in 6 to 8 weeks. But COVIDiots seem to have forgotten how the second wave wreaked havoc all across the country. And their irresponsible behavior seems like an open invitation to the third wave. With Pankaj Upadhyay and Ravish Pal, Bureau Report, India Today.